Hi, my name's Alison and I'm on the community team at the Heath Business and Technical Park in Runcorn, and today I want to show you how to make a rainbow spinner. We've all been showing our thanks and appreciation every Thursday to our wonderful NHS and Keyworkers. I just thought here's a bit of a different way. Maybe your hands are sore clapping. That's the least we can do. Anyway, this is made out of a tonic bottle, and I just so happen to have 3 tonic bottles in my recycling, but that's another story. I'll show you, I've got 2 examples here. One has 12 blades, one has 8. Personally, I'd go for the 8. Now, it might be that as a young person you are doing this, you will need a little bit of adult help, because you will need at some point to put a hole in the base of the bottle and a hole in the top of the bottle. Maybe a little bit of a hand cutting out, but apart from that, it's quite doable. And the idea of this is problem solving. What makes us human is this business that we want to solve something, and that's why you might make it and then improve it. Don't do as I did, which was to make it, paint it, and then find out it didn't work very well. It will only be worth painting, really, if it does spin, and it will only spin if your blades aren't smushed. If you leave yours like I did, lying down, and it gets smushed, then it doesn't spin as easily, in which case, you can use a hairdryer to bring it back to life and to twist it into place, just to heat up the blades slightly and reposition them. Okay, I'll just show you it working. I'm not going out in the garden to run around with it, because I look like a right nutter to the neighbours then, and they don't need any more proof of that. So here we go. "12 blades. Rubbish wire, I'm afraid, this one. This was my gardening wire, that's all I had left. 8 blades. Hold on. I feel that one works better. It's not glued into place yet though, that's why. Okay, so I've got 3 here. 1, 2. This one is just to show you how to cut the bottle. But basically, before I do that, I'll just show you how that becomes that as an overview. But I'll show you first what you'll need. You're going to need a bottle. Doesn't have to be one of these bottles. It might be a pop bottle. All sorts of different designs online, as long as it's a plastic bottle and you can cut it. I needed some little needle-nosed pliers, I think they are, to twist the wire at the end. I needed wire cutters, decent scissors for cutting the plastic, marker pen. Here's my coat hanger wire, and a couple of beads. As long as they spin freely, that's what you want. I need my ruler. I also needed paints and a paintbrush, but I don't want to clutter my table. Now, you will see you have, this is what you're aiming for, a piece of wire going through with a bead at one end and a bead at the other end with a little loop to stop this bead falling off. See there. Now, top of the bottle, middle of the bottle where the blades are, bottom of the bottle. It's the bottom of the bottle that you're going to cut off. So without further ado, let's put that to one side and let's cut this bottle. I've marked mine out. This is about 6 centimetres, and then I marked another 10 centimetres up here. This is going to be the base that's going to be cut off. These are going to be the blades, and the blades are going to, although this line is drawn on there, we're not going to cut that off. That's just our ish fold line. Okay, now I could have cut this first, but I want to show you this. If you try and cut that now, you can't, because there's air pressure inside. So undo it, air can come out. Noisy. Cut. Pinches. Sorry. You'll need to drill a hole in there, or however, it's very, very hard that, so you do need a grown-up for that. And then, because this part is going to fit inside the base of the blades, this part fits inside, and it might just need a little bit of a helping hand. So what I do is I snip it 4 times. Now you'll see that you have got in between the bumps, I snip it just between the bumps. I find that easy. So two, three. So probably about 1.5 centimetres, and that just means that you can ease it in to fit into that slightly smaller space. Blades. Now then, when you're at school, you used to do draw your own clock sometimes, and you'd do it, I'll do it your way around, you'd do 12, 6, 9, no, 3, 9, and then you put in 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. And that way you'd get 12 specs. I did that for this one, but I got these, I think they're a little bit flimsy. So instead, for the 8-blader, you can do that if you want, but instead for the 8-blader, which I thought was simpler, on these bottles there were seams, so why not use those seams, because then you know that they're opposite to each other. So I've done that. Mark that on. Cutting up to it. This plastic's so noisy. Once you've got that, you've got 2 halves now. You will need to turn it into quarters. So, can't you? I've got to do this myself, right? So now I'm going to just go roughly there. I'm looking at it, I'm judging it. Okay, so I've now got top and bottom. I've cut the sides up to that useful line. This is not precision engineering. This is about having a go, and if there's a problem, seeing how can I solve it. Okay, I've now got 4 quarters, but I want 8/8, so I need to cut each one of those again, and I should have, I hope I haven't got 8 pieces, I hope I've got actually 8/8. If I've got 8 pieces, it means they're not equal. I'm using that expression of my husband's again, rack of iron, twist at gob. Lovely. Okay, last one. Roughly 8 blades now. Next, you would then shape these. All as I've done is made a little curve. I want to get rid of these sharp points actually, that's all. I better explain why my neighbours probably think me and my husband are nutters. We were watching a meteor shower the other night. We were getting stiff necks, so we said, oh, get the sunbeds out. It's 10 o'clock at night, but we'll lie down, loads of blankets over us, just watching. It was lovely. And we thought, none of our garden is very overlooked here. And we've got lovely neighbours thankfully. But I thought, well, nobody can see us in the dark. And that was the case until our cat Neil came out to find where we were. And of course, set the security light off. That was nice. Couple of eccentrics lying down the back garden. So, there we go. So imagine you just do that all the way round. And then when you've got 8 of those, the important thing is to fold these down correctly. Now then, you would think if we were making a flower, you would fan them all out backwards, but we don't want them to fan out backwards because then it'll just be blown back by the wind. Instead, you want each of these blades to be not flat, but slightly twisted, because then it will force it round. So instead of folding this, sorry about the noise, back on itself now, I'm going to, not easy with a clear plastic bottle. Each of these is 10 centimetres, but I'm not going to fold each one up against this crease now. I'm going to keep one side going up high and about a centimetre, I'm going to leave a bit of about a centimetre that's been cut. If I show you here, would help if my hand wasn't shaking. That sort of, is that not quite 45 degrees, but whatever, you can experiment with that. I do hope this is working because this is all a one take, you know. I can't wait to get another tonic bottle in the recycling. So all I'm doing is folding each one, not up, but across slightly. I'll just show you that again. There's the top of the cut, and I'm going to go about a centimetre there. You don't have to draw the line, you can just fold it out. If we're in the classroom, I'd be able to show you, but I can't because we're at a distance, socially distancing. Never mind, we'll get there. Okay, so you do that all the way around, like, you can see that each of these blades folds across, which gives us our nice twisted turbine sort of style. Okay, now don't use gardening wire because it's rubbish. This is where you need your piece of coat hanger wire because it's nice and stiff. You've really got to unravel it so that it's quite straight, otherwise you won't get the beads on. And when you assemble it, whoops-a-daisy, when you assemble it, you are going to put a little loop on your piece of wire, twist it over, thread your bead on, then put the bottom of the bottle on, then put it into your blades. This wire here has got to be quite tight, otherwise the bottom bit comes out, but you can glue gun it, just glue gun it evenly, and then you can stand it in the ground or you can hold it in your hand. Once you've checked it works, then feel free to paint, and I chose to do red on the outside going in. Richard of York gave battle in vain. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I don't think I've got an indigo. Anyway. Don't think I've forgotten anything. Oh, I know I did forget. Don't forget to put the bead here as well, because the bead makes it spin more easily. And I tell you what, another use for a coat hanger, not a lot of people know this, but once when I was in my last job in school, the vicar came in and said to me, "Alison, do you have a coat hanger?" I said, "I think I have in a loft," because we did loads of plays at school. And so I brought him down a coat hanger. I said, "David, what do you need a coat hanger for? You're a vicar." He said, "Well," he said, "we need to know if there's any room in one of the plots." And in the graveyard where people had the plot where they buried family members in the coffins, he unravelled the coat hanger and used it as a product to see if there was space above for somebody else. So there you go. Next time you have a coat hanger, just think, 1,000,001 uses. Good luck with your spinner, and carry on clapping for our wonderful NHS and Keyworkers. Hope you enjoy making it. Thank you. Bye now.